Hi everyone, in this video I'd like to show you how we can build a global counter. So it'll basically be a server that has an internal number and we'll be able to send messages to it like increment, decrement, or reset the value. And so let's see how we would do that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go into our server here, and what we're going to do is the data that we're encapsulating is the counter value. So we'll have a field here called value, which will default to 0. So this is a number basically, right? And what we'll do is we'll say that when we connect, so when a client connects, we'll give them the current value. So we'll basically say con.send and passing in this .value, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to handle a few messages. So we'll have a message called, one will be for increment, we'll have another message for decrement, and we'll have another one for reset to put it back to 0. And then let's say any other value will just be the new value, okay? So let's implement that. So what I'll do is I'll have a switch statement on message. We'll have a few different cases, right? One case is increment. And to do increment, what we want to say is this value plus plus. And we can also handle two cases here if you want, like that. So you could use either message increment or inc. I'll do the same for decrement, so I'll copy and paste this. And this will be dec, and this will be dec, and oops. And then this will be minus minus. And the next message we want to have is reset, right? So we'll have it here a reset. And that'll change this value to be 0. And I see I'm missing my break, so I'll copy that here. Break statements everywhere, clean it up a little. And the other one that we want to do is otherwise. So otherwise is the default case. In the default case, what we'll do is we'll set this value to be the message. We should convert it to an int. So you can just use the plus sign like that. So we'll convert this string into a number. And then once that's all done, we should really broadcast to everybody that's connected, all parties, to let them know that the value has changed. So we do that by saying room broadcast this value. And now we could test this in the browser, but it's probably even easier to test it with the CLI. We'll install wscat. So pnpmi in development mode, wscat. And I'll just create a shortcut to make it a little easier to run it. It's in our package.json here. Let's add another script here. We'll call it ws, and we'll call that wscat here. So it'll be wscat. We're going to connect, and we're going to connect to ws, and the path is localhost, default port 199, party main. And so now, another tab, let's run the server. It's pnpm dev. And so now that that's running, let's come in here and we'll try wscat. We called our script ws, like that. So we're connected. You see that it gave us back the value 0, right? Because that's the first thing. If we say increment, we get back 1. Now what happens if we open this in a split? And we'll run ws here as well. You see now it gave us the current value being 1 because we incremented here. Let's do another split to the right, yeah. And again, we'll call ws. So now we have 3 connections open. If I say increment here, you see it updates in all 3. If I say decrement, again, updates in all 3. If I change the value by typing a number, let's say 78, now you see the number was reset. Now we could do reset to set it back to 0. And yeah, so there you have it. We're basically sharing one value across many connections.